Hey, what's up everybody, Agamonster today. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Deepwoken Iceberg, which a lot of you guys have requested for me to do. If you enjoy the content, make sure you subscribe. You can throw rocks. You can press E to throw a rock at someone if you have them in your inventory. It also puts them in combat, perhaps a reference to Rogue Lineage. Wave 0/1. These were testing phases of the game. The game was somewhat similar in Wave 0, but a lot was different, whereas Wave 1 is pretty similar to what we see today. Bells. Bells are an in-game mechanic that you can unlock when in the depths. You already know about this, so yeah. Legendary Boot. The Legendary Boot was a joke when it was first released. Now apparently Raguzer has said that there was an actual way to equip the boot in the tester Discord, but said it was a secret similar to construct requirements. It is unknown if he was actually joking or not. Duke copied Accelerator. The Duke's effects are very similar to Accelerator from ABA, so this is probably why people have said this. The Nest Mind. The Nest Mind is the NPC you talk to while you're getting your Vision Shaper skills, besides the other one that's also in the room. There's probably some lore attached to it, but I don't really care to research it. Yun Shul. Yun Shul is an NPC that you can talk to once you acquire your bell. It will give you one wish per 10 levels, and you can do various things such as re-rolling your bell or getting rid of your oath. The world is sinking. According to the lore, the world as a whole may fall into the depths once again, just like Seltor did. This is backed up by the fact that whenever you kill the Ministry NPCs, they repeat this exact statement. Rhythm. Rhythm is a murmur that exists in the game that gives you ESP. It was removed before release, probably due to people who would exploit it and use it to their advantage. The old method for achieving Rhythm was defeating the Ferryman, which would be the reward you would get in the spring when defeating him. Hive is sinking. There was a popular theory that I also supported that the Hive was sinking due to the fact that the depths mobs would spawn around the Eridor Island. This was proven false by Archmage and was unfortunately said to be a bug. Termite. Termite is a talent that allows you to eat anything. Now the thing is, a lot of people claim that you can't get this talent anymore as they have never seen it, and many claim you can only get it after wiping and doing something before you wipe. Some people in the tester Discord claims that it also needs to be fixed, so for now it remains a big mystery. Deepwoken is a bandit beater. People say that Deepwoken is a bandit beater due to the fact that, well, you can beat up NPCs and level up. Now in my opinion, I think it's a little bit disingenuous to simply call it a bandit beater, but hey, it's their opinion. OG Merit. Before Fort Merit was what it was called today, it was actually an entire island, with it having different events occurring on the island, such as Adredian captains being able to fight a big Crabbo and little Crabbos. Unfortunately, it got removed. Venting. Venting was a combat mechanic that allows you to defend against mantras by pressing G or R. There was also multiple talents that came with it, and it was said that it may come back as a murmur one day, but it probably won't. Water magic never. Ark has claimed that water as an attunement will never become a thing due to the lore of Deepwoken. He explains that at best, some monsters would maybe be able to control the water. Primal Vesperian. Primal Vesperian is a spec race that can only be acquired through it being given to you by a developer. The only known Primal Vesperians is Natoons, who won the art contest, and Archmage himself. Animal King. Animal King allows the user to not be able to be attacked by monsters unless they attack the monster first. It is claimed that it is apparently not a bug and there's a way to achieve it, but some, like some in the tester Discord, say otherwise. Shadow updates. Sometimes the developers add shadow updates to the game. That's all I can really say about this one. Parrying used to be F plus click. Before parrying was just pressing F, you could hold block and then click to parry. The old system was worse for players with high ping, and the new system felt better for testers at the time. Isopods. Isopods are monsters that have been removed from the real game. They would attach to your face and suck your blood until you died. Even though they were pretty weak and you could one-shot them, they were still pretty dangerous. Bari Bari. This is a spec that the devs Artania has. You can place barriers to block people off or fling them into the air with a barrier. Pretty cool spec. Red Crabbo. This was the original version of the Crabbo we see today. It had all of the same moves except the one where it smashes its hands forward. There was also a smaller variant of the Red Crabbo that used to exist in the depths too, like the small jellyfish. Fake maps, Geoduct. There were fake maps when Deepwoken came out detailing the existence of fake islands such as Geoduct Cove, Lionfish Keep, Dink Island, and so on, but it was pretty clear that these were fake. Use the Potato. This was a reference to the old Deepwoken Direct, where Demstorms used a move that spawned a fire sword to pierce an enemy, the name of the move being the Potato. Training Codexes. These books would allow you to upgrade your stat points at the time. This was during a time when there were no training items, and you would have to buy these training codexes from different booksellers around the world. It would only get 5 points for one book, however, and it felt tedious, so it was eventually removed. Vigils used to be one with Etris. In the old days of Deepwoken, Vigils would just be another part of the larger Etris map. Now they've been separated into 2 islands. Felinor Box. During the Deepwoken Direct, the crew had picked up a crate from the mission they finished on Crow Island. This box contained a Felinor inside, which was the introduction of the Felinor race to viewers watching at the time. Meteor Isle. Meteor Isle was a small island that was close to Etris when it existed. It used to have an event that would spawn a blue meteorite, and you would fight several Deep Knights for a chest. Other than that, there was not much else on it. Iron Fist Island. Iron Fist was an island in the game that only spawned in Sharkos and Alpha Sharkos. It was also where the spider boss used to reside. At the time, it was the best spot to grind EXP besides the depths. World Serpent. The World Serpent is a monster that is in the game, but there's no way to fight him. It is the biggest monster in the game and is considered a boss. There were rumors that he existed in the place known as the Void Heart, but multiple people had traveled there to no avail. Rumbling. This was an event that transpired in the winter of 1291, or March 12, 2022. There was an item called the Megalodon Bait that allowed the user to spawn in Sharkos. However, there was no limit for how many you could place. This essentially started a chain of many people spawning in many Sharkos in every server, causing what people called the Sharko Rumbling. Phoenix Spec. The Phoenix Spec is the developer Dex's spec. You can spawn in a Phoenix and allow others to sit on it and fly with Dex. Vow of Hatred. The Vow of Hatred was a mechanic that allowed two consenting players to 1v1 each other, with a player who lost wiping in the process. I kind of wish this mechanic stayed in the game. Vacant. This was a flaw that you would gain if you lost your soul, usually given to a player who has had Archmage take their soul. You cannot enter the Diver Castle under no condition if you have this flaw, and apparently you can't form Vows of Mastery either. Unstable. This is an enchant that at the time could proc every other enchant's effect in the game on every M1 with Unstable. However, it has been nerfed and does not do that anymore, as I am told. Alita is a Cerulean. Apparently some people think that Alita is a Cerulean, however I personally disagree with this. I mean, you can see the cat hairs on top of her, just seems like a black Felinor. Carla, OG waifu. Now I asked Faceless Man Ruin who Carla was. He said that she was an NPC that had something to do with potions. Others, however, have claimed that she was an NPC relating to Rhythm, and that she was the OG trainer. I don't really know which one is which, so yeah, there you go. Isle of Crows. Isle of Crows was an island that was shown in the Deepwoken Direct, and used to exist in Wave 0. It had an event that you would kill all the guards with the captain spawning, which you could either also take out or just take the crate and escape him. This crate would give you EXP, money, and items when turned in, but unfortunately was removed as well. Adagio. When most people hear Adagio, they think of the Murmur Adagio, which refers to the ability that the whaler captain has to slow down time. Now for the actual name of the ability, I'm actually unsure if it was actually confirmed to be called Adagio, and apparently according to Edgar, it used to exist as an actual Murmur, but I've seen no clips of it, so I can't confirm that. How Kira's Bell works. The only thing I heard about how it works was through Shirfuni in the tester Discord. It would make their opponent's head explode. Now, if the opponent was weak, it wouldn't take any life force from you, but if your opponent was strong, it would take your life force. Shirfuni had said that Par was the one who said this, so take it for what it is. Marauder's Entrance. Marauder's Entrance is the area in the depths that resides behind a wall that is behind a residence door after doing parkour in the depths. It has bell symbols around the room and is thought to be the entrance into layer 2, but for now its purpose remains unclear. Mantracores. Mantracores were an old mechanic of Deepwoken that were taken out in Wave 0. You would get the Mantracore as a drop from monsters, and you could put them on a mantra crafting table with modifiers to make any mantra you wanted, as long as your attunement had a core that was usable for that element. It was replaced with the current system because Rag felt it wasn't that great. The Stranger. This is an NPC that would give you the Murmur Tacit if you had the right requirements. It is an extremely rare event, if not the most rare event in the game. Some say it is still possible to get Tacit from this NPC if you meet him and have the right requirements. Meat Lord is Dorgan. Dorgan is an NPC that provides cooked meat in the game Rogue Lineage. The Meat Lord is a similar NPC to Dorgan in that he also sells meat in Deepwoken. This is a theory that Deepwoken fans have developed due to the correlation between the two, but there is no official statement that states that the Meat Lord is Dorgan from Rogue Lineage. Box Spider. The Box Spider was initially seen in the first month of Deepwoken. This was a fake image/GIF that was constructed by the same person who made the spider cow. I released a video on it a while back covering everything that had occurred, but it was debunked pretty quickly when it was first noticed. Datewoken. Datewoken was a video that showcased a game of NPCs from the game Deepwoken, with the main character of the game being able to date NPCs such as an owl, but as a humanoid girl instead. The game was never an actual thing and it was kind of a bait and switch. It was more just a joke that something like that actually existed. Par's Catmaid. Par's Catmaid is a spec that allowed him to summon an NPC that would follow him or everywhere he would go. This Catmaid would use fists to fight and would attack anyone who would attack Par or whoever Par would start attacking. It's a shame that players in the game don't have an ability to do something similar to this. Yum Yum Bar. The Yum Yum Bar is a consumable that you can acquire by going to the mod office and getting one from the machine. It gives a lot of hunger and thirst, so it's a pretty good snack. The Meat Lord is over Drowned Gods. In the tester server for Deepwoken on Discord, There was discussion of the Meat Lord supposedly being able to defeat a drowned god with low difficulty. This was said by Par, and Ragusa does not exactly agree with this notion, so it is unsure how valid this claim is. Removed Day 1 Con item seller. The Day 1 Con seller was a relic of the old version of Deepwoken. Back then, you were able to buy books for skill points in Wave 0. These NPCs would be all around the map and were moved around each time the map was changed. This con item seller was one of those NPCs, and I believe they would sell Heavy Weapon, Fortitude, and Willpower's books, but I could be wrong. Every slot of Deepwoken is personalized. This one might be the creepiest one of them all. Deepwoken has access to your data and is able to tell what other games you play on Roblox and what you might enjoy. The game then adjusts the race rerolls percentages in order for you to spend more money on the game to get your favorite races, or so they say. Anyway guys, that's going to be all for this Deepwoken Iceberg. If you enjoyed, please subscribe and maybe hit the like button, and that's going to be all. Peace.